Okay, so yeah, I finally got round to watching a Godzilla. I don't even know how you pronounce this shit, right? Because it's Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. So Godzilla and Kong. I don't know what's the X. What's the fucking X? Anyway, people, this is yet again directed by Adam Wingard. It is written by Terry Rossio, Adam Wingard, and Simon Bennett. Um, no, sorry, Jeremy Slater. Wingard only came up with the story supposedly with Russo and Barrett. Uh, Jeremy Slater wrote the screenplay with Russo and Barrett. Yes. It is produced by Eric McLeod, Alex Garcia, Zachariah Alui, Mary Parent, Brian Rogers, and Thomas Tull. It's executive produced by Kenji Okahira, Dan Lin, Gianluca Lerini, Roy Lee, Jennifer Conroy, Yoshimitsu Bano, Jay Ashenfelter, and Adam Wingard. It is co-produced by Richard Mirsch, Zach Klein, with line production from Mark Albella, Bianca Costa, Lafia B. Dagmificent, John Marks, and Kyle Sigurdsson. Antonio Di Liro and Tom Hulkenberg took care of the music. Ben Serison is on cinematography. Editing is by Josh Schaefer. Sarah Finn and Krista Hooser took care of casting. Tom Hammock was production design. Art direction. We have Matt Wynn, Caitlin Wheelock, Rachel Van Beer, Peter Kudik, Richard Hobbs. Oh my days. Sorry, people. Mara Jaranzini, Vaughan Flanagan, Mark Dawson, Andrew Max Khan, Bill Booth, Ravi Bansal, Firat Avaburk, and Abadella Achi. Jeff Storm and Thomas Salpatero was set decoration. Emily Surisin is costume design. And let's just get to the cast. Okay, so Dr. Irene Andrews is played by Rebecca Hall. Her adoptive daughter Jaya is played by Kaylee Hootle. Her ex Trapper is played by Dan Stevens. Then there's Bernie Haynes, played by Brian Tyree Henry. You got Mikkel, played by Alex Ferns. The Iwi Queen is played by Fala Chen. Hampton, played by Rachel House. Harris, played by Ron Schmuck. Jane, played by Chantel Jamison. Lewis, played by Greg Hatton. Our submarine captain, played by Kevin Copeland. His officer, played by Tess Dubry. Wilcox, played by Tim Carroll. Miss Cadogan, played by Chika Ikawa. Demonic Specialist, played by Vincent B. Gorse. I'd say that's probably our main lot of people. I mean, there's a load of people on the joint, you know what I mean? Okay, so the gist of the film. This new installment of the Monsterverse puts the mighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla against a colossal, deadly threat hidden within our world that threatens the existence of their species and our very own, as well as diving deep into the mysteries of Skull Island and beyond. Delving straight into the origins of Hollow Earth, this film will explore the ancient Titan battle that brought man and monster together forever. Now, somewhere else tells you, right, that supposedly this is 3 years after the first film. Okay. I mean, not the first film, the last film. Wait, I said that? I can't remember. Anyway, it's 3 years after the last film, right? Which came out in 2022. And it was locked down, right? People weren't going to... I think the cinemas were still just shut then. They may have opened up for a period while this was out. But yeah, I think it was mainly streaming. And this did big numbers, right? Made bare change. So, of course, you go, let's make another. Let's make another. And that's what they did, right? I think this film is, if you're fans of these Godzilla Kong films, you will probably love this, right? It seems to have all the elements of the last few films. All the things that frustrated me in the last few films are here, right? So this, yeah, I found irritating, but I found the others irritating, right? The only one I kind of dug was Skull Island. All the others I was not a fan of, right? The actual Demonic TV series I prefer immensely to the films. You know what I mean? But yeah, in this one, right, we've got... Now, here's the thing. Kong is meant to have been in Hollow Earth for... yeah, if it's 3 years since... he's been there 3 years. Been there 3 years. And so we're seeing in all this time, he's not discovered certain things. And then all of a sudden, he discovers these things. Right? All of us, just out of nowhere, certain things show up. And you're just like, well, that's convenient, isn't it? There's a lot of convenient shit, you know? Especially at the start, it's just like, he's lonely. He knows there's no one else like him around, right? So we get hit with these things where you're just like, okay, oh, I wonder what's going to happen now, right? So we have all of this. Now, on Earth proper, you've got Godzilla going around, murking other Titans, and it's all pretty quick, right? Even on Hollow Earth, Kong fights this big serpent dragony thing. We don't really see the fight, because it's underwater, and again, it's pretty quick, right? Gets through it pretty quick, and Godzilla gets through these Titans pretty quick. So you're just a bit like, because you think another film would be Kong and Godzilla, or Godzilla and Kong, one of these, against another Titan. So if you make it that they can bust these things mad quick, how are you gonna buy a film, another film? You know, I mean, I don't really know where you go from here anyway, because yeah, like they've done so much that it would be hard to buy it. Like it for me, it's hard to buy Superman against Lex Luthor because Lex has no powers, right? So it's hard to buy that, you know. And with this, you know, Godzilla is murking all of these people. What is funny is, and I think it says a lot, right? He beats up someone in Italy and then goes and sleeps in the Colosseum. Goes and sleeps in the Colosseum, which I thought was a clear indicator this film was most likely written by white guys, right? Because he pretty much leaves the Colosseum looking like the Colosseum. I think they have him knocked over the top of a wall. That's it. But when he's in Egypt, and I think it's Brazil, right? He fucks up, like he destroys the pyramids. Destroys the pyramids. He's fucking up Brazil. But it's just like, they're coloured people. let's keep Italy nice, right? Oh, and you might say, but he did damage in front. He broke some bridges. That's it. He is not like he ripped down the Eiffel Tower or Notre Dame or anything like that. You know what I mean? Which is just like, really? Really? Like, he's not just going to walk through the wall of the Colosseum. He's going to step over it carefully. Step over it carefully. You know? So we have all of these things going on. The other thing, I think it's just this white bullshit. And don't get me wrong, because, you know what I mean, it doesn't matter most of the time who writes and directs and all of this stuff, but sometimes people have these fucking notions of saviors and all of this bullshit, and it's fucking irritating. And I'm just like, it really plays off as patronizing as well, right? Because you've got the Iowa tribe, right? And you've got the girl Jaya, who, I mean, the young kid playing this, Kaylee Hottle, you know, she does a good job, but they do not really give this character a lot. Don't really give her a lot. But it's this whole thing of her and Andrews, right? Rebecca Hall's character. Like, you have, you know, Andrews be like, oh, I love this kid. I'm trying to make this kid feel blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, okay, but what are you trying to do? Right? What are you doing to make her feel comfortable? Right? Are you being like, oh, let's make some, you know, traditional IOE dishes. Let's, you know what I mean? It's not like you're trying, that we see that she's doing anything to keep her, you know, culture and traditions alive, right? But you have Jaya being like, oh, I'm with you now forever. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if I meet anyone like me, because fuck them. I'm with you. We're like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Right? Is when you've been, you know what I mean? There's no one like you around. You want to find people like you. You know what I mean? So there's these weird fucking notions in this film. It might just be me, right? Maybe it's just me. But I just found it super patronizing. You've got Brian Tyree Henry, who I think is a great actor. But his character, Bernie Haynes, is such a caricature, right? It's just that lazy thing they do. And, there's now podcasts big. He's a podcaster, right? And, he's got these beliefs and stuff, and no one believes him. And, it's just all of this nonsense. But you have, out of everything, Andrew's coming to him for help. Coming to him for help. And he's, all about Hollow Earth and just all of these things. But then when he's actually going, it's just like, which is just, oh my gosh. It's that time of year, man. But yeah, we're not doing anything new. We see these characters all the time. I mean, in all the Godzilla Kong films, you've got that character. Bit similar with Trapper. I mean, what the fuck is this? Right? Firstly, why does there always have to be this love connection between characters all the time? Right? And it turns out Trapper was an ex of Andrew's back in the day. It's just like, ugh. Shut up. Right? But wait, he's a vet, but then, he oh man, like, he's a pilot. He seems to know, like, mechanics because of the exoskeleton nonsense bullshit. It's just ridiculous. And let's make this character quirky. He'll wear Hawaiian shirts. Boy, man, I'm tired of this shit. Man. You know what I mean? Right? They're going on all of these adventures, but their clothes don't get grimy, don't get fucked up, which is just like, you're in near disasters, plane crashes, messing through the jungle and all of this, and your clothes are fine? Clothes are fine. Right? What was funny as well, you have them hit horror and their equipment doesn't seem to work. Right? Equipment doesn't seem to work. But Bernie's video camera and other, that works. You're just like, wait, what? You know what I mean? There's so many inconsistencies here. So many inconsistencies, right? You've got this, and supposedly they've had this base. Monarch have had this base in Hollow Earth for years, and they, got this mech armor and all this other stuff, but they haven't done anything to perfect comms. Where you feel that's one of the first things you're doing, ensuring you can communicate, right? Ensuring you can communicate and also protect yourselves, which neither are done, which is baffling. Oh, man. Like the subtitles were just fucking ridiculous as always with these things. It was just, yeah, for me, this was so simplistic in the way they approach culture and everything like that. So simplistic. It was distressing, right? Distressing. I mean, I think the film made a lot of money. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're not trying to make another. But I just do not really see where you can go. Now, obviously, you can have, Godzilla and Kong fight more Titans. But as I said, they got through them all pretty quickly and easily. So it's just like, where's the threat? Right? Where's the tension gonna be? Right? You can't have them against humans because it's not a competition. You know what I mean? It's not a competition. So I don't know. But look, this wasn't for me. But as I said, if you like all the other Kong and Godzilla films, maybe not the early ones, but if you like the last few, then yeah, I imagine you dig this. I imagine you dig it. Now, I watched it on Now TV. You can watch it all over the place because it's everywhere. On all your favourite VODs, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire.